Oh my gosh. Hi, you guys. Thank you, Emily, for answering my question. Um, that was really weird. I don't know why I thought I was like online and apparently I wasn't. And I was like, wait, I don't think anybody's seeing me. So, hi. I hope you guys are all having a good week. I am excited for the weekend. I don't really have any plans. I have a lot of things that I'm, doing, but I don't really have any like things super crazy exciting. But um, let me just make sure this is totally working now. Yay! Okay, good. Awesome. I know, I'm so sorry. I always feel bad like during these videos that I have to like stop and do administrative things, but like there's nobody else here to help me with administrative things. So, do you guys like gum? Um, I'm like kind of minorly obsessed with gum, and this Orbit Citrus Remix is like my latest thing. So I probably shouldn't chew gum when I'm on video, but it just sounded like a good idea, but I think I'm gonna have to spit it out. Okay, so tonight, oh, sorry, nasty. So what I was saying was I finally figured out a way to get music onto my YouTube videos. So the next time that I do one of these live hangouts, we're gonna have some music at the beginning and have like a little jam session because I freaking love music and it's just awesome. And like I said before, I couldn't do it because there was like this licensing thing, and every time I tried to put up a video, YouTube would be like, you're not allowed to use that music. And I was like, I know, but I want music. And so anyways, I finally figured out how to get some music that wasn't like nixed. So anyway, to make a very long story short, next time we're gonna have music. So tonight I want to talk about like the holidays and traditions. And I know it's only November, what is it, 6th, but honestly, like holiday season is officially here. And if we're going to say what holiday season is, I mean, I think all of us know holiday season usually works. Starts with like with Thanksgiving. So that being said, Thanksgiving is kind of the kickoff. And for any of you who do read my blog, hi, yay. I love connecting with readers. It makes me happy. So for any of you who watch my blog, read my blog, you saw that I like kind of talked about, the holidays coming up and that on average, people between October and January 1st, people gain 7 to 10 pounds. Like my favorite saying of all time, don't sign me up for that. I don't want to gain 7 to 10 pounds. Number one, because I'd be undoing a lot of the hard work and maintenance that I've maintained this year in 2014. And number two, like it just doesn't feel good. Like, obviously that's a really obvious statement. Gaining weight doesn't feel good. But the thing is that it sneaks up on you. And I've been guilty of this. I've talked about it before. And, if you don't find a lifestyle that works for you and something that you can actually like enjoy doing every day or reasonably do every day, like for the people who want to start and work out 3 hours a day, like, good for you. I applaud you. Don't stop doing that. But also please acknowledge that you're probably not always going to have 3 hours a day to work out. Everybody's situation is different. However, what I'm saying is, you just want to find something that you can maintain. So maybe that's an hour, maybe that's 30 minutes, maybe you can work out 3 hours a day if you have time. It's very exhausting though. But anyway, basically we don't want to undo any of the weight loss that we've already achieved this year or any of the progress that we've made in that kind of area. But at the same time, we don't want to, let's just say that you aren't on a weight loss journey and you want to start losing weight, like there is no better time to start. And I am speaking from experience. First of all, I just want to point out to anybody who is just now getting on, the chat window is to the side. So if you're looking at your YouTube screen, the chat window is to the right-hand side of the video where like the suggested videos normally are. And you might not automatically see it. It's right up above all the suggested videos and it says show chat. So if you want to participate in the chat or ask a question, feel free to do it anytime. I probably won't really participate in the chat very much, but I will see your chat and I can answer any questions. So what I was saying was about the holidays and gaining weight and that kind of a thing. So even if you haven't started your weight loss journey, like now is just as good a time as ever. And I feel like it's kind of like, this is a horrible analogy, but I feel like it's kind of like taxes. Like this time of year, people are like, okay, it's November. January is like right around the corner. Like I will just deal with my IRS issues in January. Not a good idea. That's a topic for another day. But honestly, like there's no better time to start your weight loss journey than now. And it seems most people, and it makes sense to me because I thought this way too. Like, well, why don't I just wait until January and then I can eat whatever I want at Thanksgiving, I can eat whatever I want at Christmas, and I can do all that stuff. Well, newsflash, you can still eat whatever you want at Thanksgiving and Christmas, but you just maybe want to have like a little bit of control. And then if you have a workout program or an accountability group or something that you're doing, you can still see success during these months. And I can say this from experience because back in 2010, when I started the weight loss journey that I'm on now, and I had plenty of failures prior to this weight loss journey. And thankfully this time it has stayed off. I've maintained it. Anybody who is not familiar with my story, I've lost 80 pounds and I used to weigh 242 pounds, and you can do the math, but now I weigh, of course it fluctuates every single day, so I don't bother to check it every single day, but on average I weigh about 162 pounds usually. So that's 80 pounds. It's a lot of weight. The other day, random story, the other day I was carrying cat litter and I bought it at Target. It was on sale. I'm obsessed with Target. I bought it on Target, at Target. It was on sale and they were like 35, no, I think they were 25-pound things each or 30 pounds. But anyway, like I could carry both of them, but it was like a struggle. And I was like, I've lost more weight than these both weigh. And I'm like having a hard time. It was just, of course, when it's weight on your body, it's distributed differently, but it was still like this just crazy moment, like, whoa. So anyway, that being said, when I started on this current 80-pound weight loss journey, I started in September. And at the time I thought, oh my gosh, I'm crazy. Like, why am I starting in September? I should just wait till January. But it was as good of a time as any. So I started in September. So November came around and I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do for Thanksgiving? Really, you guys, Thanksgiving's not that challenging of a holiday. And I don't mean to downplay anybody else's challenges. But I will say that for me in Thanksgiving, really it's like a pretty basic meal. I mean, you got turkey, which is meat. You can have mashed potatoes, which, they might have butter and milk in them, but oh well, it's not the end of the world. And hi to whoever just said hi to me in the chat. Super exciting. So anyways, you can have turkey, you can have mashed potatoes, you can do any of that stuff. And so it's kind of like, you just have to think about it and like what it truly is. And the reality is, if like Thanksgiving is the one day that you pig out and enjoy your mom's cooking, your grandma's cooking, and everybody's cooking, like that's one day. It doesn't mean that you have to carry that behavior like through the rest of November and December and New Year's. And I'm sorry, like I have a Christmas party that I go to every year, and then there's New Year's. Like you probably want to like wear a cute dress or something, right? So you can use that as a motivation, and this is just as good a time as any to start losing weight. Because like I said, when I lost 80 pounds, I started in September. And I made it through Thanksgiving and Christmas and survived. And I was on a very restrictive sort of like diet plan at the beginning because I didn't really know. And that's just what I thought you had to do. And so I survived even being on a restrictive thing. So anyway, it's totally a perfect time to start your weight loss journey. If you rather wait until January, that's your personal thing, and I'm not going to force anybody to do anything. But basically, I am curious. So for those of you who are in the chat, like I said before, it's on the right-hand side of the video, and it's usually where the suggested videos are. You might not see it right away, and you can see it, and they'll say show chat. So for anybody who, if you don't feel like chatting, totally cool. Maybe you're on your phone. I don't know. But I want to know, what are your guys' favorite holiday traditions? Is it maybe food related? Does it have to do with Christmas? It can be anything from Christmas, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, New Year's, whatever. But I want to know. So I'll just share mine with you. My favorite my favorite, I don't know, I have a lot of favorite traditions. Like, I was thinking that, technically, I'd say my favorite probably is Christmas Eve and Christmas, and usually because, like, nobody ever misses out on those days because they have, like, people have the day off. A lot of things aren't open on Christmas, so you can have the whole entire family together. And my mom always makes the same breakfast every Christmas morning, and it is like the bomb.com. And I get to hang out with my sister and we have a great time. There's like usually tons of coffee involved, which like you can't really go wrong with that. But I think that my favorite thing too about this time of the year is just how everybody is kind of in like a everybody's kind of just in this like cheery mood, and it's really not about like abundance and presents and this and that and what did you get and who gave you what. It's more, to me, it's more about being able to spend time with family members, being able to like take some time off, slow down, not work as much, and really just kind of like be generous and give to other people. And that's what I love about the holidays. So if you guys want to share what you love in the chat, I'd love to know. Also, I wanna know, like, what your biggest challenge is in the holidays. So, like, is it food? Is it like a I call them food pushers. Like, do you guys have friends, or it's usually family members, but sometimes it's friends. You guys have friends who are like, "Hey, are you sure you don't wanna have a bite of this?" Or, they make, like, the same cookies every single year, and you're like, "Please don't ever give me those cookies again for Christmas. Like, just don't." Um, so food pushers might be a challenge. It could just be, finding time to make fitness or to make fitness a priority. Because honestly, even though I don't have kids and all that other stuff going on, I still have a hard time finding time. And I can only imagine people who have kids and a family and all these other people to take care of. So I will give you guys some tips about that. Cool. So somebody in the chat said, Emily said, family's my favorite thing, and they always get together. Oh, she loves Christmas Eve and Christmas too. Yeah, she totally relates to me on the coffee. Like, coffee is the bomb.com. Yeah, so it looks like family time is a pretty big thing. The other night I was on a Twitter chat, which maybe we can do one of those one time. It just kind of seems complicated, but I was on a Twitter chat and a lot of people were saying family was cool too. And so I think a lot of it too is like traditions. Like, I think that people love, there's just things to look forward to. Like, there's stuff that you do every single year. And I haven't told anybody this. I have this weird habit of like on these chats, like telling you guys stuff that I haven't told anybody. So basically, I think there's a little bit of a delay. So keep chatting your stuff and I will see it. I just might not see it right away. So keep chatting your stuff and then I'll interrupt whatever I'm saying and talk about what you guys put in the chat window. But I think, again, if you don't know where the chat window is, because apparently YouTube doesn't make it obvious, it's on the right-hand side of the video where the suggested videos normally are. And if you just look up at the top, you might not see the chat window, but it should say show chat. So anyway, so what was I talking about? Oh, the stuff that I always tell you guys. So I actually, like, literally just yesterday, we are not gonna actually be here with my family for Christmas, and it's gonna be fun. It's still gonna be like a great Christmas and everything, but it's gonna be different because all the traditions and stuff that we normally do, like, are not gonna happen. And so it's gonna make me a little bit sad, because that's what I love. That's what I look forward to. And I'm not gonna have that. I'm still gonna have Christmas and I'm still gonna, be with my husband and stuff, but it's just gonna be different, because you're not gonna have the stuff that you're normally used to. So, like I said, there is a little bit of a delay. So let's see. Biggest challenge is, so Amanda works retail. I can totally understand why you do not enjoy the holidays, girlfriend, because I used to be in your place too. And my sister actually works retail too, so I can relate. Anyway, yeah, and so she says her setback and challenge is the cold and the rain, and she hates running outside in the winter. Me too. Okay, we will talk about that. Let me make myself a note. Running outside and the cold weather. Oh my gosh. And it being like dark. Ugh, just gets dark way too early. Like it's dark right now. It's 6:20. Like in the summertime, it's like amazingly nice outside. I'm like, seriously. Okay, and then Emily says, my biggest challenges are sweets and other yummy treats. Oh man. I could tell you guys stories. I am not going to. We can save that for another time, but I can relate with the sweets and treats. And her mom and her sisters make a lot, and she has treats at work. You guys, these are awesome. Thank you for contributing. If anybody else wants to contribute, totally fine and cool. Otherwise, we will just continue on because I have some people like on other some people are on other channels. Some people can't see the chat because they're watching it on their phone. So anyways, thank you to everybody who did chat. Basically, and for anybody who doesn't know where the chat window is, it's on the right-hand side where the suggested videos are. I'm sorry, I keep getting questions. It's on the right-hand side where the chat videos are. And if you just look up at the very top, it says chat now or show chat. And anyway, you can just read what other people are saying or you can participate. So basically, here's a couple tips that I have for you guys. So thank you, Emily and Amanda, for sharing what your challenges are. I can totally relate to both of you. First, we will talk about, so essentially something that has really helped me, not only during the holidays, just in general, is scheduling my workouts. It sounds so ridiculous and like over the top, but seriously, you have to think about it like a business meeting. You have to think about it like something that's really important to you, because even if it's not important to you, like it should be important to you. Because here's the thing, the more that you, especially if you're new on your fitness journey, or maybe you've been on your fitness journey for a while, but you haven't reached this point yet. It took me a long time to reach this point, but like now, if anybody messes with me and my workout, like, like my friend says, I will cut you. Like, I'm not going to cut anybody. But the thing is that like, you just don't feel the same. Like I am more grumpy. I am not nice. Like if I miss my workout, sometimes I don't get to do it at the time that I wanted to do it. So I have to delay it half an hour maybe or something. Or maybe I just like wake up late and I can't even do it in the morning. And so I have to do it in the afternoon. But you better believe, bottom dollar, I'm going to do it. So essentially, I schedule them and I think about it. Sometimes I will do it like a week in advance and I'll kind of say, okay, Monday I'm going to do this, Tuesday I'm going to do this, Wednesday. But normally I just, the night before I figure out, or maybe like 1 or 2 days before, because a lot of times for me, like planning like the whole month of workouts in advance just like does not work. I can't plan that far in advance. I don't know. But normally like 1 or 2 days before I'll think, okay, so example, tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow I have to work in the morning. I have some commitments in the afternoon. So I either know that I have to wake up early and do it before I go to work and have enough time to take a shower and go to work, or I know that I'm going to do it in the afternoon. So, in the evening when I get home. Here's the thing. I prefer to do it in the morning because while I don't have kids or lots of other, commitments in the evening time, normally I have time in the evening, but here's what happens. I come home from work or I come home from errands, grocery store, whatever I'm doing, and I'm like, I don't want to do anything. I want to like put on sweats and make dinner, or put on sweats and like be on my computer, or put on sweats and like chat with you guys and not work out. And so I try to do it in the morning because I find that if I leave it till later, even if it's scheduled, sometimes I don't want to do it. However, I will say at one point in my life, if somebody had told me wake up early and work out, I would have been like, heck no, that's not going to get me out of bed. So you just have to choose something that works right for you. And make sure that you treat it like something really important to you. Because even if you don't know, like even if you're not to the point where you're like addicted to working out and you really, really, really need to work out, otherwise you feel weird like me, then you just need to know, you need to think about the results. Think about how you feel afterwards. Like, oh, I feel refreshed, or oh, I feel, wow, I'm like not stressed out anymore. Or wow, I feel like super buff, And so just think about how you feel afterwards and realize, okay, this is something that needs to be important to me. Like this is just as important as eating. like, because it is. So schedule your workouts, make time for them, and like plan ahead. Even if it's only 24 hours ahead, like me sometimes, that is still better than leaving it to chance and just fitting it in whenever you're gonna fit it in. Also, I really, really suggest that you bring your own food to parties or get-togethers. So holidays like the time of Thanksgiving and like I said, you guys know the holidays, right? So it's the time that there's lots of get-togethers, there's lots of parties, like Emily mentioned, people bring stuff to work, and you have to deal with that and try not to eat it, and so it's kind of like, it's just this time when there's lots of temptation around every single corner. And a lot of it is things that we deal with every day. I mean, I personally have people bring stuff to work all the time too, and I'm like, why do you guys always bring like the worst thing ever? I mean, it's just not something that I would enjoy or eat, or that would make me feel very good. But bring your own food. If you bring your own food, you know that you're gonna have something, like, not your own food, like bring your own like meals and stuff. I mean, you could do that too, but I just mean bring something to contribute to the party. Even if there's like nobody asked you to, you can just be like, hey, you can, and without, so you're not rude, maybe you can say ahead of time, hey, I really have this new dish I want to try. Is it okay if I bring it? Most hosts or hostesses aren't going to say no. And like your things at work and stuff, it's probably like people just do it because they made extra, and so they're bringing it to work to like get rid of it. Well, you could just make something healthy and have like a lot extra and bring it to work. But that's honestly, it's helped me a lot bringing something to contribute to the party, because number one, I know that it's something that I'm going to like and I'm going to enjoy. Number two, it's usually pretty healthy. And number three, when I have noticed that whenever I bring like fruit plates or vegetable plates or like a fruit salad, then that's like what everybody eats super fast. And I'm like, hey guys, like, but I just noticed that when you bring the healthy options, a lot of people are really, really thankful for that. And so bring like a vegetable platter or fruit platter, maybe like a clean, sweet treat or whatever, and share that. And then you know that you're going to have something that you can partake in and feel like you're part of the party without, going to town on like everything else. So, and then in reference to like it being dark and rainy outside and everything, Amanda, I don't know if there's any workout that you like to do that's indoors. I know that I'm an outdoor person too, and I really prefer to be outside. And but I was able to finally like find a class and some other types of workouts that I like to do in the wintertime. And the nice thing about that too is you're not as restricted, because, like when you work retail, maybe you work like 1 to 10 or something like that. And so you could, if you absolutely had to do an indoor workout, you could do it when you got off work too. You could even maybe do something at home. There's some really cool like circuit workouts and stuff that you can do at home. They're all like body weight based, so you don't even need to have like, sorry, you guys can probably hear my cat. She's like going to town on her scratching post. She always has to be the center of attention, that's how they are. But anyways, you could do something at home that doesn't require equipment or anything like that. Let's see. Okay, so I thank you for your questions. I love it. I will get to them soon. So I also had someone ask, yeah, Emily, maybe find a sweet treat that you like, and or bring something to contribute at work. And if your mom and your sister are making a lot, I mean, I have to deal with that too. My mom, every single year at Christmas time, makes peanut butter balls. It's pretty self-explanatory from the name, but they're basically like, the filling is like peanut butter, and it's like a secret family recipe, but I obviously know what's in it. But it's peanut butter, butter, sugar, and like something else is the filling. And it's like, I'm obsessed with peanut butter to begin with, but anyway. And then the outside is like milk chocolate or dark chocolate, like perfect combination, like awesome, so good, so not good for you. I mean, and just remind yourself, you're not going to die. I'm not going to die if I eat 2 peanut butter balls. Like, I'm going to be fine. The problem is there's not only 2 around, there's like 100 around. And so you just have to kind of, you have to, like, what I try to do is I tell myself, okay, I'm going to have 2 peanut butter balls. I'm going to allow myself to have 2 peanut butter balls. Nobody's going to die. I'm not going to gain 300 pounds. Like, it's going to be okay. And so if there is things that you like and treats that you want to enjoy, just go in with a plan. I try to go into everything with a plan. Even if it's a plan that I made 5 minutes ago, I still try to go into everything with a plan. And so if you say, okay, I'm gonna have 2 peanut butter balls, have 2 peanut butter balls, maybe you eat them super, super slow, and then that's what you get to enjoy and have a good time. So you could still enjoy your mom's and your sister's treats, just not as many. And if you know, like for me, I don't take any peanut butter balls home. I eat peanut butter balls at my mom's house, and that is it. Because otherwise, I mean, if there's peanut butter balls around here, like I don't rest until they're gone. Okay. It's not that much of an addiction, but you guys know what I mean. I mean, just don't put yourself out there for extra temptation. You know what I mean? And I also got another question. Oh, Emily says, oh, cool. Sorry, you guys, like the chat all of a sudden like delays and then comes up. So thank you again. I'm sorry that I'm just getting to your questions, but, oh, she says that they call them snowballs. Yeah, they're total torture, you guys. Like, oh my gosh. Oh, she does it with white chocolate? Hmm. Well, and like I said, you know, things like that like it is. She said it is hard to say no, and it is. It is hard to say no, but sometimes you don't always have to say no. You can just say, okay, I'm gonna have one. And worst case scenario, if there was a table full of desserts and you had one of every single one, it's not ideal, but you know, again, you're not going to die, and you've at least allowed yourself to live a little and have each one. And just don't take any home, like I said, because if it's, you know, I tell my mom, like, thank you so much for offering. I would love to take some, but really, I'm just going to, you know, they just need to stay here or whatever. And so, you know, I don't think my mom thinks that's rude. Maybe I should ask her, but I don't think her feelings are hurt. I think she just realizes that, you know, it's too much of a temptation if I bring them here. So I also had someone ask me, they texted me because they're watching on their phone and they couldn't see it on the chat window, but they said, how do you deal with your favorite Christmas foods? So I kind of addressed that a little bit with the peanut butter balls, but I just try to, you know, think about everything in moderation and not necessarily disallow myself things, but kind of think, okay, I'm just going to eat a little bit. I'm just going to have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, etc. And, you know, sometimes what I'll do too is I'm not like the best person in the kitchen. So if I'm trying to do it, then I know that anybody can do it. I mean, like I'm not like a gourmet cook or anything like that, but I will try sometimes if there's something that I really, really like eating, I will try to make healthier or a clean, like some people like to say, but I'll just try to make a healthier version of it. So I can still have the same taste, the same sensations, the same sort of, what's the word? You know, memories, whatever. Same sort of like experience that I would have eating the other food, but get to do it in a way that is not necessarily going to derail me for the rest of December, and then I have to start over again in January. Amanda asked earlier, let's see. Oh, do you plan a set day for a muscle group, or how do you plan? Okay, so it just depends. Like I was doing half marathon training, so obviously that had its own thing. But yes, you don't ever want to overtrain anything. So like, let's see. This week on Monday, I did cardio, and I don't usually like just say like cardio, but Monday I went for a run, and then Tuesday I did upper body. So I don't do like bis and tris and back and leg day and whatever. I just kind of do certain like muscle groups at a time. So I guess I think about it a little bit differently, but like I always try to do some sort of exercise. Like for me, I try to work out 7 days a week, and I'm not like going crazy hard, like super intense all 7 days, but I just give myself that goal because inevitably there's always one day where like either maybe I don't feel good or I'm tired or something comes up. So it usually ends up being like 6 days a week. And so that way, if I've set the goal at 7, you know that you're probably going to at least do 5. But again, it doesn't have to be anything like crazy. It doesn't have to be like you're doing insanity like every single day. So Monday, this week, Monday, I plan to do cardio. Tuesday, I plan to do upper body. Yesterday, Wednesday, I plan to do lower body or leg day, whatever you want to call it. And then today, I did cardio again. And then tomorrow, or Fridays, I usually do like total body workout. And I do that for a couple reasons. One, because Friday is leading into the weekend, and for some reason, like, my brain is always like, oh, it's Friday, let's go out for dinner. I mean, not like there's anything wrong with going out to dinner, but I just usually like will do like a more intense workout on Fridays because I have a little bit more time on Fridays, and I also, just kind of like to prepare for the weekend. Not that anybody's like binging and doing crazy stuff on the weekend, but a lot of times the weekend time is different because your days aren't as structured, and so I just like to do a total body workout on Fridays. And then Saturday or Sunday, I will usually do a class, or I'll do like some sort of like group workout, like I'll go for a bike ride with my husband, or I'll go for a walk. Sometimes I'll do like a HIIT workout here at home. That's a high intensity interval training circuit, and those are so easy to do at home. They're awesome. Basically, you go as hard as you can for 30 seconds to a minute, and then you rest for 30 seconds to a minute. And there's some cool resources that I can share with you guys if you're interested. Like, it's not on the chat, but you can send me an email, or if you don't know how to do that, you can just get in touch with me after this, and I can share with you some more HIIT stuff, because there's a lot that you can like do. You just sit there and make a list, and you go through it, and you're done. Boom. So let's see. I was also going to talk about, what was I going to say? I just had a total like moment. Don't judge me. And I don't, whatever. So yes, and so normally, the other thing I was going to say is sometimes my workout schedule is determined by whether or not I'm teaching a workout class. So right now, the only workout class that I teach is PIO, which is like Pilates and yoga. So thankfully, it's like low impact. I mean, it's still super intense. Like, my muscles get pretty sore after that. But sometimes I'll plan it around that too. So it just depends on your personal preference. But normally I try to do cardio, or, something that doesn't involve weight training, like 3 to 4 days a week. And then I try to weight train at least 2 to 3 days a week. And that's just what's worked well for me. But it doesn't mean that, you have to do a lot of other crazy stuff. So basically, just to recap, thank you again for all of your guys' questions and how you deal with Christmas foods. I think the best thing to remember is, really quickly, before I move on, I did want to mention this. Sometimes you hear people talk about like a cheat day, or my favorite way to refer to it is no strings attached day, because that doesn't imply that you're cheating on anything. Like, cheating is a bad thing, and I don't think that enjoying food should ever be considered a bad thing, because it kind of, messes with your relationship with food and how you see food and all that kind of stuff. So I don't really like calling it cheat day, and I can't take credit for the no strings attached day. That came from someone else, but I just like that term because it doesn't associate anything negative with it. And so what I think about is, I'm like, okay, or you hear people talk about like the 80-20 rule. So 80% of the time they eat clean, healthy. Clean just means like you eat unprocessed foods that don't have preservatives and chemicals and all that kind of stuff. So in case you guys didn't know that, but you'll hear people talk about like the 80-20 rule. So they say 80% of the time I'm gonna eat healthy, and then 20% of the time I'm not. So, maybe they have a cookie at Starbucks in the afternoon, and that's their 20%, right? And 80% the rest of the day, they're fine. It just depends. Or maybe they eat 6 days a week, super great, and then day 7, they don't. They just kind of eat whatever they want. And that does not mean that on the day that you choose, or the meal that you choose, that you just binge and eat whatever you want, and like eat a whole entire pack of Oreos and a whole entire container of peanut butter and frosting and like half a cake. Like, that is not what this no strings attached day or 80-20 thing is. Like, because you also don't want to, just restrict yourself so much that you feel like you have to binge on all these things, But basically, I like the idea of taking a day, a week, and saying, okay, today I'm going to eat whatever I want. And again, within reason. Like, I still try to have like a healthy breakfast, and then maybe I'll have, something for lunch, and then like something for dinner. But it's not like I go to Red Robin and get bottomless fries and eat like 10 baskets of fries. Like, that's not what I mean. But it's just kind of a day to give yourself permission, and nothing is off limits. I mean, to me, nothing is ever off limits, but like, for example, if like I decided that my no strings attached day was going to be Saturday, and it just kind of makes things easier for me to be like, okay, today I really want to go out and have Mexican food, but I'm going to go out and wait to go out to eat until Saturday. So it kind of gives you something to look forward to. So you can use that same sort of strategy during the holidays. You can say, okay, my no strings attached day is going to be Thanksgiving, or my no strings attached day is going to be Christmas. And then the day after Christmas, December 26th, you wake up and you do not have a tinge of guilt about anything that happened on Christmas. You continue on your fitness journey, continue on your weight loss journey, and you just pick up right where you left off. There's none of this like guiltiness and like dragging it out for like months and months on end and being like, oh, I just need to get back on track. Like, no, you have your moment and you get right back on track. And so that's worked really well for me. I like to do one day a week. Other people like to give themselves permission to have something every single day, and they follow, the 80-20 rule. So that is something that's awesome during the holidays. And like I mentioned earlier, I truly think that when you allow yourself, when you're working out and you're exercising on a regular basis, I don't know what it is, but like usually, like if I have, let's say I'm just working out 5 days a week, like the days that I exercise, I want to make better decisions with food. I don't know why that is, but I do. So I'm going to wrap up here. We'll be done in like at least by 6:45, because I'm glad you guys are enjoying this, but I also want to be respectful of your time. So let's see. So just to wrap up, my top tips are: schedule your workouts. They are something important to you. They should be very important to you, and you should treat that time like gold. So if you have to get up early to do it when nobody else is awake, do that. If you have to do it late at night when everybody's gone to bed, do that. The best time for you is in the afternoon when you get home from work before you change into sweatpants. Like, do it then. Pick a time that works well for you, schedule it, and stick to it and do it. The other thing is, if you are going to a party or a get-together or something with your family, bring something to share. Or even if it's something at work, bring something to share. If you're not able to bring something to share, I highly recommend eating before you go. And I'm not saying like, double up and like eat at home and then eat a huge thing when you get there. Like, basically what that means is this still happens to me. If I let myself get too hungry, I don't make the same food decisions that I do when I'm not like starved. Like this afternoon, I was at work way longer than I wanted to be, right? And I didn't bring any food with me because I wasn't planning on being at work that long. So I was so hangry. I wanted to stop and get something on the way home, but I don't really live that far from where I work. So I was like, no, I'm just going to go home because I already have something made in the fridge and pop it in the microwave. Well, when I got here, let me tell you, I wanted to eat like the whole entire bag of almonds. I wanted to eat like all the stuff. And I was like, just eat what you were going to eat. And it's like you're so much more tempted when you let yourself get too hungry. So if you aren't able to bring something to a party, or it's at a restaurant, or maybe it's like a corporate Christmas party and it's not like a potluck type style, just eat before you go. And then that way, when you get there, you're not going to be starved and you can make better decisions, right? Because you're not going to be like, oh my God, I'm so hungry, I'll just eat cardboard. Like, you'll just make better decisions. And then, like I pointed out, to Amanda, if you like being outside like me and you are able to, maybe you could, if you are working in the later shift, you could work out in the early morning, like 9-10 o'clock, and you could still be outside. Although the rain, oh my gosh, anybody who's from Seattle area, the rain is a little out of control. But maybe try running indoors on a treadmill. I hate treadmill running too, but you could just try it. Otherwise, there's other forms of cardio that allow you to maintain kind of that same anaerobic condition, like cardio kickboxing. That is intense. Or any workout where there's a lot of jumping, it uses a lot of those same like explosive muscles. And so if you're not running on a regular basis, you could try something like that. And then basically, people ask how I deal with my favorite Christmas foods. Again, I use the NSA day, the 80-20 rule, a lot of the time, and kind of give myself permission to do things and realize, I'm not we aren't training for a fitness competition. I mean, you have to know that anything that you choose to do, it's not, as long as it's, you know, not a behavior you're going to continue, then you just, like I said, take a day and enjoy yourself, and then the next day you're right back where you were. And it's not that you were ever off track, because you weren't off track. That was a planned day. So like I said earlier, another thing that I do is, and it's even more important during the holidays when things get so busy, is plan. Like plan something. Like every year on Thanksgiving, it's kind of become a tradition, so now I don't have to like plan it as much, but I always try to go for a walk or a jog or do something active in the morning, because you get up, you do something active, you have some alone time, you get some fresh air, or you just get a really good sweat in, and then you're ready for the day and you go and you enjoy your Thanksgiving feast. But then there are other people that are like, no, Thanksgiving is a rest day, or I have to do all the cooking, so there's no way that I could ever exercise on Thanksgiving. So, you know, just kind of like make sure that you're taking care of yourself, make sure that you are a priority even during this busy time, and schedule stuff and make sure that you're fitting things in when you want to fit them in. And I've noticed that even if you just take like 2 minutes to think about things ahead of time, like I said, even if it's a plan that you made 5 minutes before it happens, that is so much better than going in there and just winging it, because you haven't thought about anything. You haven't thought about like worst case scenario. Look who came to say hi. This is Donuts, one of our cats. He's kind of crazy. They always, whenever I'm like on my computer, they always like try to come up and be like, hi, pay attention to me. Like, have you guys ever seen the comic like Cat versus Internet? Like, really, here he comes again. Anyways, so try those things. I hope this has been helpful. Just a quick plug, if you guys haven't seen it on my blog already, I'm doing an accountability group in November. It's not attached to any fitness program, any company, any product. It's just me and you and other like-minded people that want to commit to being fit, make time for this. And it's whether you're starting your fitness journey now or it's just something that you've been on it for a long time. Like, it's a group to be accountable. I'm going to be putting recipes in there. We're going to have like little mini challenges. There's going to be like a little calendar and stuff like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's just 3 weeks long to get you through the end of November, and you can work on those habits to carry you through December. I'm going to be with you every single day. I'm going to throw in some fun workouts in there and stuff. You know, there might be a few HIIT workouts and all that kind of stuff. So basically, if you want to participate in that, I would love to have you. There's a really small fee just because, you know, there's certain stuff I have to do to run the group. So Donuts really wants to say bye to you guys, but thank you so much for coming tonight. I really enjoyed this. Thank you for your questions. And I hope to talk to you all soon. Thank you so much and enjoy your night, you guys. Bye.